Lewis 25 straight, Larry Holmes 20. But knowing this, here's a look back at that jab that put down Leapai.
The Australian heavyweight champion and Asia Pacific heavyweight champion, the Samoan fighting pride of Australia, Alex the Lionheart Leapai. And fighting out of the red corner, wearing red with gold, official weight 112.2 kilos. 61 victories, including 52, and he is undefeated during his 10-year rule as the heavyweight champion of the world. From Kiev, Ukraine, three-time defending feuded heavyweight champion of the world, Hammer, Vladimir Klitschko.
Klitschko and Leapai for the heavyweight championship, as Eddie Cotton, the U.S. veteran rep.
All right, boxers, you both received my instructions in the dressing room. I expect you to obey my commands. Let's touch gloves. I expect a good, clean fight.
Teddy.
Have a bomb chin, as you can see, as he pulls back. And how do you get close enough? Well, one thing, and you move your feet. You move jab, and then move your feet forward and take steps to converge on Klitschko. Now it looks like Leapai, at least he's got one part down. Win a fight if there's distance between you and Klitschko. Leapai, again, moving his head, trying to avoid that pull, which is a jab of moving his feet to try to close that gap. Looked like he got caught on top of the head there.
There's a knockdown scored here just over a minute into round one.
Body language of Leapai is good, though. Doesn't look hurt, and he's acting like the referee made a mistake. He's basically saying that he slipped on painting in the middle of the ring, which sometimes can get very slippery. So far, he's hurt, but if he eats any more of those right hands, that might change.
See Klitschko setting up the table.
It does. You know, I mean, if you go to dinner in the average household, you use your knife. Ring, Klitschko's jab is the knife, and the right hand is his fork. That's how he eats. 248-pound Leapai. One thing that I don't like is the weight of Leapai, Joe. Came in heaviest of his career. Heck of a time. The heaviest of your career. The biggest threat of your career.
Leapai checked in at 248 pounds on that 6'7.5".
The heaviness to it, and it has a stickiness so much that quite often Klitschko
work with the jab from Klitschko in round one. Among his superlatives, calculated by averages 10 jabs per round. That is the most in the heavyweight division.
And there's two kinds of jabs. I'm glad you brought up the jab. There's two versions of it. The rangefinder. The other one is the destructive punch that he's using right now. The one that pushes through. And the other one, again, just a rangefinder.
So he's right on his average.
Yeah, there will be. Snapping it out. Always right hand.
And Leapai has seen a couple of those blinded right hands where he's moving the jab away just
the jab. Brush stroke it where your brain had no time to register itself, and the right hand puts you to sleep. That's exactly, just look at it. That's what Klitschko's doing. Trying to catch Leapai, take his vision with the jab, and then at the right time, let a right hand come right behind it. Let a right hand come right. Ingemar Johansson, for you great fight fans out there, Patterson for the heavyweight title, just that way. Blinded him with the jab, hit him with the thunderbolt. You know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. A lot of people say, Teddy, Klitschko has no versatility. You're right, but it's not broke. He's not fixing it. He's good at one thing. there's something to be said at being good and effective. Real well, keeps you where it's bad for you. Again, uses that long jab to set up the right hand.
Coming to Vladimir Klitschko in control. Vladimir Klitschko's 25th champion.
Leapai, you see it, thick across the shoulders. And when he turned pro, only 215, Joe. Even weighed 206. He was 220 when he first turned pro. He's always more natural heavyweight, no matter what the perception might be.
Just trying to move that head out of the way. He came out lunging with a left hand, open up this third round, but now falling back into the style.
And now you're seeing the jab of Klitschko that I alluded to earlier. You're seeing where he's just pushing it out there. Just in front of him, looking to do that. Set up the finishing blow, the right hand. You're not seeing that damaging jab right.
There's a right hand off the top.
Utility from Klitschko than I've seen in the past, Joe. Mixing up uppercuts, showing a little bit more of a range of punches, a little more of a repertoire of punches than usually when you only see that jab and right hand down the middle. I think the reason you're seeing is not closing the gap.
He cannot close the gap at all with that steady jab. There he comes windmilling in with a right hand, and Klitschko just easily steps away.
This style for an opponent like Leapai, but mentally, it frustrates you because you start to lose hope. Because if you can't touch the other man, how do you have hope?
Three-punch combination landed sharply by Klitschko. And there comes the thudding right hand again.
And again, the distance standing right now is good for Klitschko. Impossible for Leapai, because Leapai cannot win on the outside.
End of 3. Now they'll fight for the WBC heavyweight title live on ESPN. That's Saturday, May 10th, BC belt that his brother vacated as the lineal champion. By all accounts, the recognized heavyweight champion of the world in complete.
Most of the fights for Leapai, most of Leapai's fight so far, Klitschko has fought in Germany, Joe. 47 people consider him more German than Russian.
Ukrainian-born, of course, has made his career here in Germany, where he's widely popular. Split.
And the rest of his time he spends fighting guys that don't know how to get close.
That gap and unable to do so since his last 2004. This would be his 16th straight title defense. That is being ruled a slip by Eddie Cotton.
For you great historic defenses, Joe Louis 25, Larry Holmes 20. Again, it's all about range. Keep his opponent downhill.
Teddy, is there any point where Leapai just has to go for broke, and if it's encountering massive damage trying to get through that bad neighborhood to get to the inside, he goes for it, eats a huge right hand.
Yeah, there's a point. The point's over this. Can't lead to anything positive. He gets disintegrated more and more mentally, more and more physically. The referee starts to look at it, see how one...
Series of right hands raining in here in the final minute of round number 4 as Leapai struggles to find an answer against Klitschko. Coverage here, the heavyweight championship fight, Klitschko and Leapai. You just brought up what it would mean if he defends the title today. 16 straight.
Hey Holmes, I'm sorry, not to knock what he's done. Numbers don't lie. More importantly, he gets paid well for producing those numbers, so I don't have to applaud him. But he has 3 by knockout. And the names, the level of those guys never beat Joe Louis, and they never beat. Some of you are going to say, who? Well, exactly my point. Who? That level, those never beat the great Joe Louis, and they didn't beat Larry Holmes.
Vitaly Klitschko, older brother, vacated his WBC title belt. Chris Arreola and Berman Stavern will fight for that vacant piece of the heavyweight title May 10th on ESPN from Los Angeles.
You don't want to, not just Klitschko, but Klitschko can make you pay a bigger price than most opponents if you stand in front. That happens. You get hit with a right hand off a blind jab. And that's exactly what happens when you stand right in front of a guy with the length and size and power that Klitschko has. And there he goes.
Big thudding blow from Vladimir Klitschko.
Lot of time left. Lot of time left. 1 minute, 10 seconds. An eternity for a fighter that's been hurt and is in front of a guy that so far he's had no ability to get close to.
Second knockdown of the round. Leapai absolutely pummeled and hopeless here. Victory, Vladimir Klitschko yet again. 16 straight title defenses. Teddy, it went exactly the way you thought the script would play out.
Yeah, unfortunately, Leapai went along with the script and the script makers. And here you see why. Stood right in front. That time it wasn't a jab setting it up. It was a left hook, a throwaway left hook. There it is, a throwaway left hook. Just to set up the right hand, the payoff punch, the money punch, right down the middle. And you were the scriptwriter, and you were Klitschko, you'd say, stand in front of me, stand back a little bit, where I could get full extension on my punches. Of course, if you were the scriptwriter for Leapai, you'd want to get close. Unfortunately, Leapai did not have that scriptwriter. He stood outside, right in front of Klitschko, at the perfect distance, where only one man...
David Hay and Mormek. Most recently, Alexander Povetkin back in October. And tonight you can add the name of Alex Leapai, a former truck driver down in Australia who hit the jackpot pulling an upset against the #1 contender to cash in here tonight against Klitschko and hit the deck 3 times TKO.
Oh, unfortunately, the truck driver was dumped. Right there, guys. The right hand of Klitschko.
23-2 with 18 knockouts.
At 2 minutes and 5 seconds of round number 5, referee Eddie Cotton waves off the count following the second knockdown of that round and calls this fight the winner by knockout victory and still recognized as the universal undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Vladimir Dr. Steelhammer Klitschko.